ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೆಂಪು ಬಣ್ಣ ಅದ್ಭುತ,
ಖಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ರುಚಿಕರ.
MDH ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರಿ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ರಿಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕನ್ನಡದ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾನು ಶೋಭಾ ಮಳವಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇವತ್ತೊಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಇಡೀ ಆಂಧ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಆಂಧ್ರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇಡೀ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಬರೀ ಅವರು ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರ, ಫೇಮಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಉಳಿದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರೊಬ್ಬ ಜನನಾಯಕ, ಜನಸೇನಾ ನಾಯಕ ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ಯಾರೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ತೆಲುಗು ಚಿತ್ರರಂಗದ ಪವರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಎಂದೇ ಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಗಳಿಸಿದವರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಂದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಹೊಸ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಹರಿಹರ ವೀರಮಲ್ಲು ಇದೇ ಜುಲೈ 24ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ದೇಶಾದ್ಯಂತ ತೆರೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಒಂದು ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಕಥೆಯುಳ್ಳ ಹರಿಹರ ವೀರಮಲ್ಲು ಚಿತ್ರ ತೆರೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ತೆರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಹೀರೋ ಆಗಿ ಮಿಂಚ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಒತ್ತಡಗಳು, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಿದೆ, DCM ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಭಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋ ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಮಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇವಾಗ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸರ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಶೋ. ಸರ್,
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನತೆ, ಬರೀ ತೆಲುಗು ಜನ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಜನತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬಹುನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತ ಹರಿಹರ ವೀರಮಲ್ಲು ಸಿನಿಮಾಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಹರಿಹರ ವೀರಮಲ್ಲು ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
First of all, let me thank you for let my respects for people of Karnataka, and I know I have a great following there and I have good friends there. It's a great opportunity for me. This always my films used to get released. I have one of my mentors is from Kannada, Sri Gopal Gowdaji, who is a Supreme Court Justice, ex-Supreme Court Justice, former Supreme Court Justice. So he is he used to mentor me. So I have a quite close intimacy and connection with Karnataka, people of Karnataka and culture. I take this, I never had the opportunity to, apart from politics, through cinema, I never try to reach out to anybody. But this particular film was quite an interesting film. Because Karnataka and Andhra, there are more of, we call it as sister states. Because though I don't speak Kannada fluently, that I can understand, but the lipi is the same. More or less, a few letters here and there. So we all is more connected with Karnataka. And cultural wise, Vijayanagara Empire is Andhra is an extension of it. If you look at ceded districts, Rayalaseema and all. So the cultural connection is also very deep rooted between people of Karnataka. And as more of when I talk about this particular film, Harihara Veeramallu, it started around 4 to 5 years back. The concept started even much before that. Before even I was quite active in administrative politics. So when the concept is more of, because for me all through the director who laid the foundation work for this film, he came with a high concept of travel of Kohinoor. We all know that Kohinoor diamond is from India. And the interesting part is the Kohinoor was found in Kolluru from Andhra Pradesh, which is just 60 to 70 kilometers distance from here, from Vijayawada. So the Kolluru mines are there. It is found here, the big diamond, and from there how it traveled all the way to Nizam's, and how it went to, from Nizam, how it to Kuli Qutub Shah, from Kuli Qutub Shah, how it was taken by Mughals, and then finally how it landed in with Aurangzeb, when he ascended the Peacock Throne. So the interesting part for me to do this film was, it's a heist drama to steal the diamond from the Peacock Throne. It is not a normal regular burglary. It is about when the most tyrannical ruler is there, was ruling the entire Bharat, And stealing from him was quite a high concept, which I liked. That's how I got into the film. But what made me to get more attached to it was, we know that what a tyrannical rule was there during Aurangzeb time, especially during Aurangzeb times. And when we read school books or in history in school books, there is a greater glorification of Mughals than Vijayanagara Empire. And the greatness of Vijayanagara was never conveyed to us as students. So for me, I used to read a lot about history, even in my school days. Apart from what had been taught in schools, I used to find more interesting about Vijayanagara Empire, about Appaji. So one part which I really find it interesting or amusing was how come about jizya. For being a Hindu, you have to pay tax. For being a Hindu, that's how jizya tax. He levied jizya on Hindus if they don't convert. So this story is not about kings. This story is not about, but this story about a commoner, a common man who is a part and parcel, who is a kind of comes from a warrior background, and how the task was given to him, how he approaches us. That, but during that travel, what all he witnesses it. The first part confines to taking the assignment and reaching the outskirts of Delhi, and how they end up, him and Aurangzeb, the first confrontation. So that's how the first part ends. So we're dealing with the first part now. So what I found interesting was about jizya, and how Aurangzeb really threatened Hindus then. So one element which I really liked is about jizya. So hero faces that part. For being a Hindu, he has to pay tax. So how that action unfolds, I think, so there are quite interesting elements from the historical perspective. So with a great star casting and a very notable, quite a prominent producer who has done a big scale films like Mr. A.M. Ratnam. So all this made it quite interesting for me to be a part of this film.
ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್, ಈ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕಲಿಯೋದು.
It's very important to understand the history, because history keeps on repeating by itself. So if you don't understand the history, so you can see the traits of it. So before they become too much, we can curtail it. I think that's the reason why we have to read history. The human nature is the same. It keeps on doing again and again. So that's why why we need Dashavataras, because the human nature is the same. They try to do the same nonsense. So I think time to time, to keep a check, I think everyone should be aware of the history and also take pride in our history and pride in our dynasties, and understanding it is, we are not denying Mughals or we are not denying anything, but we have to accept the good part also the bad part also. People don't glorify the bad part. They show the good part of it, but they never show the bad part. So history is very, very essential. Look at Prithviraj Singh Chauhan, the way he fought with Jayachandra, and they had a fight and he backstabbed him or whatever. He led the way for the invaders to come into India. So sometimes it could be what if Jayachandra and Prithviraj doesn't fight? There was they would not have been any invasion. So all these things would be interesting from the historical, if you read history. So the same traits keep on appearing right now. So it would be very right to curtail, not to make sure we don't repeat the mistakes. Though there are now kingdoms are evolved, but still the traits are there. And as a commoner, as an individual, of a citizen of this country, I think we have a capability of doing what we could do within our limited thing. I think that's what I do.
ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಶಿವಾಜಿ ಸಾಹಸಗಳು, ಶಿವಾಜಿ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಮೊಘಲ್ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಗ್ಲೋರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಶಿವಾಜಿನ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ.
Definitely it is a painful part, because the problem is what Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had done for the entire India was amazing. Without Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, probably we had to crumble long back. Even he came for the rescue of temples in Tamil Nadu. I will never get to know. Unless we go right now, unless from historical, if you have the passion for history, otherwise you will never get to know, because it was not taught in schools. I think we know more about Mughals than Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I think this is missing in our education, I think, which is needed at this point of time.
ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಘಲ್ಸ್, ಅಕ್ಬರ್, ಔರಂಗಜೇಬ್ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಗ್ಲೋರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೂ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ತಿರುಚಿದೆ, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಯಾರಿಂದ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನಿಂದನಾ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
I think maybe I look at it like this. I think all of them are quite intellectual. They have great intellectual prowess. They're persons of great intellectual capacity, and but I feel they had done injustice. However, they could be. Was it methodical? Maybe. How come? Maybe they're not well informed. Maybe if they're well informed, had they done it intentionally? Sometimes I do that. I do get to that point. If you look at and understand how I get to know as a kid was in a school, what we read in school, we come back home, a lot of books used to be there. If you go to any bookshop, my mother was an avid reader, my father. So we used to read historical books written by Mr. Prasad, who talks about Prithviraj Singh Chauhan, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, or Appaji, or Vijayanagara Empire, downfall of Vijayanagara Empire. There's so much of history. The entire history of Mughals is just 200 plus years, but the history of Vijayanagara Empire itself is 400 years plus. And Chalukyas, Kakatiyas, we'll never get to know. They get maximum paragraph.
ಹೌದು.
So we don't know the achievements of Rani Rudramadevi. We don't know so many history about our own kings and queens. We know about Jhansi Rani. So it is just a simple part. That's it. So there's so many things. I think they had done it. Had they done it intentionally, maybe during the partition, had they influenced their thinking, not to stroke some more communal fears. I think whatever the reasons could be, I think they had done injustice.
ನಮ್ಮ
But injustice
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ,
had to be undone.
ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಪರಂಪರೆ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ? ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ DCM, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್.
Not just me, we all should feel, imagine religions which came all the way from Arabia. I personally respect Islam. I personally respect Christianity, but both the religions came from Arabia. So why am I able to respect it? Because of the very deep traditional culture of our Hinduism. So when we have the, say, Mukkoti Devatalu, we call it in Telugu. When 3 crores of devatas you present, you don't mind accepting one more. So the cultural broad-mindedness is inherent in our culture. So when the very culture which gave you the foothold to take care of to take your to religions from Arabia that could lay a foundation here, and the very foundation you want to break it, I think that hurts. I think that should be. I want every religion to grow, that's fine, but don't hurt the very foundational stone of where the Vedic Dharma or Hindu religion. Don't try to hit the foundation. You will all crumble.
ಜನಸೇನಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಶುರುವಾದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. BJP ಜೊತೆ ನೀವು ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಬದಲಾಯ್ತಾ?
No, there is no change of ideology. There is no change. I consisted. My idea is very consistent, because if you look at it, we take the best from everybody. When we say, the culture tells you Mukkoti Devatalu, when you say Hari Hari Viramalu, it is not confined to one Hari or one Hara, Har Har Mahadev. It is not about Shiva. It is not about Vishnu. It is about together. So when you talk about Shiva Shakti, it's always integration. The cultural, the concept itself is integrating the best of everybody for the balance of for the existence. So in the same manner, if you look at it, I took the best of a lot of ideologies. So sometimes when I say I like Che Guevara, doesn't mean that does not make me a Marxist. There are things which I don't like. What in Peru, what they had done by, if you look at it. Shining Path guerrillas, Maoist guerrillas, what they used to cut the scalp. So you don't appreciate just in the name of Marxism, Shining Path guerrillas, what they had done in Peru in 1980s when Fujimori was the Prime Minister then. So you don't like that part. But what I liked is Che Guevara is being a doctor, how he want to treat the society from the doctor's perspective. I think that's what was quite interesting for me. I like Jayaprakash Narayan. I liked Ram Manohar Lohia. That doesn't mean I am confined only to their ideology. But I said, as a teenager, I was very greedy to absorb. So when I had absorbed many things, so my connectivity will be very natural for when I say something good in everybody. For example, I have a great respect for Narayan Guru, for the caste discrimination or social transformation what he had done in Kerala. So in each state or in time period, I have the best of the people whom I used to adore, and I think all these things made me. Some beginning they used to say you're confused. I said I was never confused. I'm very clear. I took the best of people.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Nothing has happened because I came with the 7 foundational principles. One is about make sure that cultural integration has to happen. The linguistic integration to be honored and preserved. And linguistic diversity should be respected. The communal harmony has to be respected. That does not mean one way. The problem with our India, with our country, with our political system is when I say communal harmony, you put down Hindus and glorify other people. No, it's not that. It is two-way. You respect mine, I respect yours. It is give and take. The problem with our country is you put Hinduism down. I said that is injustice. That's infringement of fundamental rights for me. So the moment I take this, even if I would have been a pure Marxist, I would have done the same thing. So when people conveniently, when they choose their politics, so that's how they try to frame me, which I don't fit into that kind of a standard framing of contemporary politics. So that's why they say me, I have shifted to this, I have shifted. I said culture matters. Even what I believe in is, even in Soviet Russia, when Bolshevik revolution happened, there was an Orthodox, there was a pagan practices were there, there was a Christianity was there, Orthodox Christianity was there. When Bolshevik revolution happened, they tried to completely wipe out the church. But the moment perestroika came, again it resurfaced. Again now it has become a Christian nation. Now Putin himself goes and participates in church activities. They accept it. So that means what it shows in until you cannot forcibly wipe out a culture, a traditional dharmic culture. So you go to Russia, you can't wipe out. That's how can you wipe out the very core of this nation, which is Hindu Dharma. So that's my point. For me, it is very proper, and with a proper analysis, it's not something for voting. I don't do for voting. I feel what I committed, what I believe in. So when suddenly they see me as maybe I'm associated with BJP, that's how they look at me. But for me, what Modi ji does is anything, or any contemporary leaders or who are really like, they understand. You cannot keep on appeasing. Don't do gross injustice to one group and justice to other. No, give the equal justice to all. That's what I believe in, and it is convenient for political opponents to frame me into this. I think that's how I can answer.
ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಥರ ಯಾವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ?
No.
ಅಂದರೆ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು BJP ಜೊತೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಸನಾತನಿಯಾಗಿ ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಐಕಾನ್ ಅಂತ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತಾವು ಪ್ರೋಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸರ್?
No. Because I used to travel a lot of temples. Even you can see my childhood photographs. At the age of 14, I went to Shabarimala. I used to do Hanuman Jalisa because when you're growing up, I'm like an average Indian household guy, Hindu household. What a person does, you go to a Vinayaka temple. But these are never used to do politics. Maybe suddenly everything has become politicalized. That's why I think they suddenly, when I do, what is it, like...
ನೀವು ತಿರುಪತಿಲಿ 11 days ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ.
For me, I said, I did the Diksha. It is for me, I felt bad. Because I had been raising this. Suddenly people see me today.
Sanatani.
But as a political party here, when I was heading political leader, in 2-3 years back, I've been raising this. I've been raised the red flag even then. I've been saying it. Suddenly I felt it is kind of penance for me as a devotee.
ಆ ತಿರುಪತಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವು 11 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸನಾತನಿಯಾಗಿ ದೀಕ್ಷೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ವೈರಲ್ ಆಯಿತು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ನೀವು ನನ್ನ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ಥೋಡಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್, ಈ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ವೈರಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
I said, my wife is she's from some Orthodox Christianity. So for me, faith is, I'm fine. Whatever faith you want, because for me, it is like God is everywhere. God is all over. Whichever form you wanted to pray, that's fine. I don't push religion onto my kids, but they know what I practice. They'll follow it. That's it. It's not by force. For me, not just for my kids, for anybody. And because I once, maybe I think one Poland ambassador came, I think they invited me. For my being a Hindu, I studied in a missionary school. So when you go to missionary school, what they do, they make you do Christian prayers. Morning you go to your home in temple and do Hanuman Chalisa, and go to missionary school, do some Christian prayer. For me, it is natural. There is no such thing. They said, you do this, okay, Holy Jesus. I said, that's what they taught us. But that doesn't make me a convert. That doesn't make me at the same time to put down Christianity. No, it's not that. At the same time, I don't disrespect. But the injustice keep on happening. I think that I made a notice of it. I feel it's enough. It's too much. So I don't do for any political gains. For me, maybe sometimes, actually, frankly speaking, I lose votes. By saying this, what I'm doing, I lose votes. But I said, I'm okay. I have one life, I speak truth. And in the most for justice. So I personally don't gain any advantage by doing it. Maybe I get more enemies and more social media attacks, more twisted versions of mine. And nowadays, because of AI, we don't know. They put the same video, they don't know what they do with it, we don't know. So, personally, I'm the same person, nothing has changed.
ಈ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೂ, ನಾನು ಸನಾತನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಹೆಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Yeah, we are hesitating. Why? When someone proudly can display their Christianity, when someone can proudly display their, I'm Islamic, I come from Muslim community. Here I'm not saying, because you have the right to say, I don't have the right to say. That's what we've been conditioned. That's what I hated right from my childhood. To go to put a bindi and go to to go to school, it is a bit awkward. Said teachers still wipe it out.
ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಗರ್ವದಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೂ, ನಾನು ಸನಾತನಿ ಅಂತ?
Because I've been forced to say. Not that I wanted to say, I've been forced to say. I'm tired of appeasement.
ಯಾರು ಫೋರ್ಸ್?
It is
politically
it is
force
it is not just, it is an entire conditioning of the larger you call it as like a game plan. Because it is which idea? It's a clash of ideologies. An ideology which should be embracing, which is welcoming. They're saying that, okay, when you say secularism, it means when you talk about the Muslim or Christianity, nothing like this. I said, I'm tired of that. I said, we want to respect all the religions. Don't deny the basic right for Hindus for being Hindu. That's all I wanted to say. For this, I had to become a Sanatani. If you want to call me Sanatani, I said, I'm fine. That's what I can say. What else I can say?
ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಸೊಸೈಟಿನ ಯಾರು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಾ, ಧರ್ಮಗುರುಗಳ, ಯಾರು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
First of all, always the trouble starts within. I feel the caste system in India is really divided. And sects, different religious sects. The internal fighting between the sects and the caste, I think laid a lot of path for people to play all these kind of games.
ಈಗ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಹ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ನ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
The problem is, if you look at, we all fall into one category which is called caste. Caste is very unique for India, but for the other society there are tribes. Even if you go to any Amazonian jungle, there are very particular tribes, they are warring tribes. So segregation or dividing society into fragments is a part of human nature. Maybe for India it has become a caste. They are occupational. They're professionals, they're professions. If you look at each caste, if you look at the history, they're nothing but a professional which came out of their profession, their practice.
Will you support caste census?
When it is needed, let them know what is wrong in it.
For a vote bank, it's a political vote bank.
The problem is, it is not about vote bank or something. Anything you can do, provided the intentions are right. The intention is to split the society, then we don't know where it will go.
Come to the language issue. You are supporting Hindi, but Karnataka, Tamil Nadu is against to imposition of Hindi, but you are supporting Hindi.
No, look at
Hindi
me.
tumma important idea.
The sad part is you are asking me in Kannada. Okay? And I can read Kannada. but my fluency is not there in Kannada.
Sing Kannada song.
My fluency is not there in Kannada, but I'm forced to speak in English. A language which is not from our continent, which is from where? From European continent of Europe. I'm forced to speak in English. Or Telugu. I mean, of course, Telugu, I know, but what I'm supposed to speak to you, it should be in Shuddha Kannada. Or even to an extent Hindi, or if I go to Tamil Nadu to speak in Tamil, or if I go to Maharashtra, I like to speak in Marathi. So this is the advantage we should have, and I've been denied that opportunity because they didn't give me awareness as a kid. They gave me only one concept called to learn English, which is essential for your survival. So English has become my thinking language. What is wrong if what my neighboring state Karnataka could have been my thinking language? We would have connected better than English right now. We would have connected, if I would speak to some North Indian people, if I had spoken in Hindi, that would have connected me very well than speaking in English. So I feel that's why for cultural integration and linguistic integration and for the best of the interest of the nation, I think languages should not be the barrier to fight. So Hindi should be welcomed in the same way South Indian, Dravidian languages should be welcomed in North. In fact, I think people, certain central government came with a scheme, I don't recall the exact name. For example, in Punjab, they introduced simple few days of workshop for Tamil. So that kind of things are happening in the Modi ji's administration. I think we're all good about doing it.
ನೀವು ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಹಿಂದಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
If you look at me in 2001, I put a Hindi song in my Telugu song. So there was no vote bank. It is for me, I said, I respect Hindi. I look at it as a majority of the Hindi states are Hindi speaking states. We don't mind embracing Tamil, we don't mind embracing Kannada. Yes, sir, we don't mind embracing Marathi, why can't it be Hindi too? That's it. So there is it's not a new concept which came right out of because I align with BJP. No, it's not that. But at the same time, I'm very clear, if you impose Hindi, the objectivity would be lost. So make them explain people that why it should be taught, why should be learned, why it is needed. If you give the people are very rational creatures. If you hit their logic, if you communicate to them, if you convey, if their logic is accepted, if they understand the logic behind it, I think people are more than willing to learn.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದಿ ಇಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ನ ನೀವು ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
If you put it, the objectivity won't be achieved. People play dirty dramas around it. Rather, we should find ways to, without imposing, how do we make sure people will willingly learn languages? That's what my approach would be.
Okay. Sir, coming to your 1 year ಆಯಿತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಹೌ ಯು ಆರ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್?
I think it's a great experience for me. Till then, always I used to appeal to people who were in government. Today, I'm in a situation to do something. Today, I can form a policy, of course, with my respective my departments, Panchayat Raj and Environment and Science and Technology, Forest Department. So I could normally before imagine I got Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah ji and Honorable Minister of Environment and Forest, Shri Ishwar Khandre ji. They're able to, because before, imagine if I were not in post, I could never got Kunki elephants to AP. So finally, because of the position I am in, I'm able to mitigate the human and elephant conflict. I was able to seek their support. I think in this way, I'm able to do a lot for people. I think still it is not enough. I think I should do more, which I'm...
ಸರ್, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಕುಮ್ಕಿ ಆನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತೋತಾಪುರಿ ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ತೋತಾಪುರಿ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ, ಅದನ್ನ ಚಿತ್ತೂರು ಕಡೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಆ ತೋತಾಪುರಿ ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಸರ್ಕಾರ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಅಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ.
I think that is a miscommunication. I think we had this discussion in cabinet also. I think there was a slight miscommunication at the administrative level. It is, by the time it came, I think it's been sorted out. I think it is not intentional. It is not something to turn on, because it's a free market. I think everyone has a right to do it. అందరికి అమ్ముకునే అవకాశం ఉంది కదా,
ಅಂದ್ರೆ అవಕಾಶ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರೈತರು?
ఖచ్చితంగా. అది కాదు ఏంటంటే మనకి అది ahead plan చేసుకోవాలి. We have to plan it ahead. అది మిస్ అయ్యారు అనిపించింది.
అదే క్లారిఫై ఏనారు ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ఆంధ్ర గవర్నమెంట్ కಡೆಯಿಂದ?
అందుకని క్యాబినెట్లో మాట్లాడాము. క్యాబినెట్లో మాట్లాడితే ఆనరబుల్ సీఎం హ్యాస్ కన్వే టు
ತುಂಬಾ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಡಿಕೆನೂ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದಿದೆ, ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಧ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದರೆ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈತರನ್ನ, ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಆಂಧ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ನಡುವೆ.
That kind of areas can be addressed. Over the sitting, I think only we need is a little dialogue.
Correct.
So we understand. The problem is maybe demand is something. It is more between the marketing issues were there, and they didn't. అందరూ కలిపి కూర్చొని మాట్లాడుకోలేదు. ఐ థింక్ అదొకటి జరుగుంటే బాగుంది.
ದಟ್ ಏರೋಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ವಿಸಿಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು. ಆಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಾರಾ ಲೋಕೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರೈತರು ಆಂಧ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ 8,000 acres ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟನ್ನ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಸೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಯಾವಾಗವಾಗ ಬಂದು ಈ ಥರ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ?
This
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಗೇಮ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ?
No, it's not politicalism. It's kind of advancing the interest of each state. That's how we look at it. This part, really, I don't have a greater idea. Once if I get an idea, right now, I don't have a complete idea because to comment on this, I think I have a way, overall, but I don't know what exactly the intricate understanding. Once I get the understanding, then I can answer you.
ಸರ್, ತಿರುಪತಿ ಲಡ್ಡುನಲ್ಲಿ ದನದ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್? ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಂತಾ?
That is under the CBI inquiry and they've been arrested. And the problem is, it happened in the previous regime. We found the traces of animal fat and everything. It has been proven by the lab, and that's what CBI charge sheet is. That's why they got arrested. So there is completely what they had done is completely wrong, and it has been tampered. There is no second thought about it. There is no ghee at all. That's what they say. That's what the reports say. It's completely. Even I was assuming it is part and parcel, is bits and parts. But actually, they say there is no such thing as ghee. Everything is fat. What kind of fat? And they take. And now it is under the purview of courts. I think we are also waiting.
ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು DCM ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಜಗನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಲಿಕ್ಕರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ.
ಅట్లాంటిది ఏం లేదు. Because law and order is not in my control. As a cabinet, as the entire government, we took an oath that the liquor scam should be unearthed and they will be punished. In cabinet, we have very specific roles to play. It is discussed in assembly, when elaborate discussions happen, the action is going to take. And once the action is being taken, I personally feel there's not to keep talking. Anyhow, the action is being taken. When time to time I say it, but I'm not kind of constantly nagging. For me, I say something, few things, and I leave it to that. And I want the process to administer and the judicial process to take forward. Not constantly keep talking about it. Anyhow, there are enough people are talking about it. Otherwise, because of that, sometimes maybe I look I'm quiet, but not I'm quiet. The things whatever need to be done, to be done.
ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿದ್ದ ಅಗ್ರೆಷನ್ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದಾರಾ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರು ಅಂತ?
It all depends on the time. Every day you can't be filled with an aggressive behavior. It doesn't work in politics. There are times where you will be calm. There will be times like you have to be aggressive. There are times which you have to negotiate. There are times to be soft. It's like it's like a symphony. Everything it can't be in a high octave. That's it.
ಸರ್, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್, ಫ್ರೀ ಬಸ್ಸು, ಫ್ರೀ ರೇಷನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಆಗಿರೋದು ಪೆನ್ಷನ್.
These reforms, what do you call it? This welfare.
Do you support that free bus, free ration?
Welfare schemes are needed. Now it has become a competitive business. If we don't give it, what will happen? That's how the psychology starts.
But BJP opposing in Karnataka alva sir? Guarantee, free kottu, khajane khali.
Every government, no matter who, they have to give welfare schemes. A part of our population can't afford it.
Free scheme ge ನೀವು support ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
But I personally feel we should reach up to such a level where there is no need of welfare. Maybe the percentage, the success of growth should be, the dependence on welfare schemes should be lessened as time goes by. But till then, welfare schemes is a part and parcel of our reality.
ಫ್ರೀ ಸ್ಕೀಮಿಂದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ತಲುಪುತ್ತಾ ಅದು ಫ್ರೀ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು?
Yeah, that's what welfare.
ಸರ್
I
ಹೀಗೆ
know, but there is anger. I can understand. I do understand welfare scheme, but the stark reality is very harsh. And without welfare scheme, how many? Do you think they are not aware? They are aware of it, but they people got used to it. Sometimes whether I might need it or don't need it, I might take. So that has become a part and parcel of our Indian political landscape.
ಆಸ್ ಎ DCM ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್? ನಿಮ್ಮ ತುಂಬ ಡ್ರೀಮ್
I
ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್?
want to make sure that, first of all, I want to focus on environment, and the panchayat, I want to make sure that they want to create a lot of income generation panchayat should be there. We have around 31,126 panchayats are there. So my target is to make sure that each panchayat should be self-sustaining panchayat and should contribute to the GDP and state income.
ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂವಿಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
No, I signed for 3 films. I finished all the films except one more film with 3-4 days. I think I'm done
ಫುಲ್
with
ಟೈಮ್
it. For a
ಪಾಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್.
long time, I think I should do.
ನೀವು ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ
But
ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಾ?
but majorly films are going to be my income source. I think that's what I look at.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಾ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ?
I know they won't leave me, but I'll make sure that if it affects politics, I won't do. If I could do film without affecting politics, then I'll say.
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ವಿಜಯ್ ದಳಪತಿ ಇನ್ ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು.
Vijay, yeah.
ವಿಜಯ್, ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ CM ರೇಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ
No,
ವಿಜಯ್
he's in a political race.
ನೀವು NDA ಕೂಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Say again?
ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ NDA ಸಪೋರ್ಟರ್. ವಿಜಯ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ TVT
TV.
in Tamil Nadu. Do you think Vijay will win? And
It's not about winning or losing in politics. You have to stay in politics. Politicsలో ఉండాలండి. అది లైఫ్ టైం. నేనైతే ఎట్లా ఉన్నానంటే నాకు జీవితంలో ఒక పొజిషన్ కూడా రాదు. ఐ విల్ నెవర్ విన్ ఈవెన్ సింపుల్ ఎలక్షన్, బట్ ఐఎమ్ కమిటెడ్ ఫర్ ద ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಐ ಬಿಲೀವ್.
ವಿಜಯ್ ಸಹ ಪವನ್ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ್ ಅವರ ಫುಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ.
I think he is ahead of me in cinema, and he is quite senior to me, though might not be age-wise, but as an actor, he started quite early. He doesn't need, like in Tamil Nadu, they keep asking me. I tell them, ఆయనకి నా అవసరం లేదు, నా సలహాలు కూడా అవసరం లేదు. He's an independent, he's an established, he knows what to do. That's what I believe.
ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ.
You have to say me in
one word.
Bold and decisive.
Bold and
decisive.
Okay. Chandrababu Naidu.
Visionary.
Siddaramaiah.
Committed.
Jagan Reddy.
Tyrannical.
Megastar Chiranjeevi.
Loving.
Pawan Kalyan.
Patriotic.
Andhra Pradesh.
Should be prosperity.
Janasena Party.
Inspirational.
Karnataka.
Very deep rooted.
ಜನಸೇನಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್?
I have a lot of love from Karnataka, but I personally, I don't want to tamper with local equations. I'm very clear about it.
Okay.
Because to let a party take a route, you need very committed workers who are willing to take it forward. It's not that I have the interest. They should want to take the interest of Janasena ideology. If such kind of people are there, I think that it depends on that. If we could take somewhere, Karl Marx proposed communism could take root in the entire world, so there's nothing wrong. It will take root. If the ideology is strong, it will take root. But I personally, I don't try to sell it or push it. That's all.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಇಷ್ಟೋ ತನಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂದರ್ಶನಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ಇದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ರಿಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಧ್ವನಿ.
MDH ದಮ್ ಆಲು, ನಾಲ್ ತಡ್ಕ ಮತ್ತು ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್ ಮಸಾಲೆ. MDH ನಿಂದ ಊಟ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಸ್ವಾದಿಷ್ಟಕರ. MDH ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊಸ ರುಚಿ ನೀಡಲು ಪ್ರತಿಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ.